I want to maybe talk about this one picture that I already shared in the notes about the 3 metrics of ecosystem health, just because we're talking about feminine earth, and it really makes me think of ecosystems. It's like it's the structure that is there for us to be able to have a life here on earth, or the ecosystems, and we're part of it. But it's like if we need that to be functioning for continual good life. So how we can know if an ecosystem is healthy are these 3 metrics. So one is biomass, and that's the amount of living different life forms that are there, and that includes plants, animals, soil, microbial life, birds, all sorts of life, and that's what is living. So the more, the healthier. Also necromass, which is then parts of these living things that are decaying. So a dead tree, dead animals, or what the animals leave, and all that is necromass. And it's the amount of necromass also tells you about the health of the ecosystem. So we're not meant to take all the dead material away from the forests. We're meant to leave some there for it to decompose so that the forest can reuse it. Okay, biodiversity is the 3rd metric, and that is diversity of all these different kinds of trees, different kind of animals, and that's another way to tell how healthy an ecosystem is. This illustration is from Andrew Millison, and he was talking about someone else who came up with these metrics. I don't remember it now, but we can link to the video where he says about
it. Yes, and I don't know, a lot of this makes me also think about regarding, I guess, the nature of Earth, or like the things associated with Earth, that there is, at the same time, I guess there's the structure to it, but then it's kind of in its own way, like flowing or like changing. It's like there's like this structure there, but at the same time, that the structure, like I guess you could call it like the tower, to like use like a tarot card analogy. The tower that is like being built is simultaneously being deconstructed, and there's like both of these happening at the same time, like when talking about an ecosystem. And I think when it comes to that, because often, like, I guess when one talks about like Earth and like I guess like in astrological terms, one would call it like shadow Capricorn and like that kind of stuff. It's like when it is rigid, but it's not just when it is rigid. There is this like flow happening where it goes like it's the towers being built and deconstructed at the same time, and that's kind of what an ecosystem is. Those two processes happen at the same time, and I guess with a lot of that in like human civilization, and like a lot of lessons that, well, a lot of different cultures, like within Egypt, but also within like Buddhism and other such cultures, what they're kind of teaching about is to kind of about that awareness, like, yeah, but like it's like happening both at the same time, and we kind of need to let that happen, and that's the natural way of like how things are. Yes, and welcome to you, Sophia, for Just noticed you joined during the talk.
Okay. I think we're gonna still talk a little bit about ecosystems, and then we can go into more specific art and stuff that we want to share. That is also connected to feminine earth. There was this one graph or map that I had shared also in the roundtable in the pinned messages, was this forest cover in Europe. How it used to be a lot more forested. Like, I guess, is it 4,000 years ago or is it 6,000? Something like that, anyways. And now it's like very little compared to that. And it's because they made out of the old oaks and things like that since then. But then they are like wondering like why the weather is becoming more erratic and stuff. It's because of the lack of forest cover, really. And if we would repair that situation collectively, then we would have a much more stable weather patterns and less droughts and less of the flooding, because the forests keep the water from flooding because they keep it there. Trees are 50% water, so instead of running off, they would hold that water.
And I think that here you can again see with regarding to the structure of it, like that regarding like the ecosystem, that I guess the earth element that is connected to that, because also like it's with the mother goddess, vegetation is also often associated with it. That there is this like this structure that it then brings that like balances out the different like extremes. Like you don't have the flood, you don't have the drought, but it becomes more stable, you know. And that's kind of the associations that people have a lot with earth in general, like as an element. And that's kind of like the way to see it. I would say, but there's so much more that I still have regarding well the that kind of side of like the earth goddesses and things about that. I don't know if you mind if I delve a bit into that territory. For the entire episode, please check out the description or click on the end screen. And maybe see you next time.